Ultra Ego Vegeta versus Hakaishin Toppo, the rematch that honestly I really want to see in the anime or the manga. This is the rematch that a lot of people have been recommending for me to do, and I absolutely wanted to touch on this one since these two guys did fight before, and then Toppo did lose, but Vegeta didn't come out on top either. He came out extremely vulnerable, and he honestly really couldn't put up much of a fight after this, so he basically technically lost. And as always, in every video I will be giving you guys the strengths and weaknesses of both of these characters, giving you guys the information, what we know from the anime and from Ultra Ego's brief existence in the manga. And as always, make sure if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and the like button. If you guys love versus battles, hit that like button. It helps out the channel immensely. Let's go ahead and begin. So in this match alone, Hakaishin Toppo is probably on the back foot, and right now a lot of you guys are already posting in the comment section that he already lost this fight because he lost to a Super Saiyan Blue variant of Vegeta. But I think that this is going to be a very interesting match because Ultra Ego Vegeta also has a lot of things that he needs to hone in on and focus on. And so let's go ahead and jump into the strengths and weaknesses into Hakaishin Toppo and see exactly what he brings to the table against Vegeta. So right off the rip, he's got destruction energy. He's got the access to Hakai energy, which is what he's been given because he is next in line to become God of Destruction of his universe, which is an offensive and defensive ability. He can destroy basically anything created out of matter, and he can coat himself in God of Destruction Ki, so anything that comes near him will also get destroyed. And that doesn't even come close to how much of a amazing ability it is that the God of Destruction mode gives him essentially limitless stamina. He can really just go for however long he needs to while he's in that mode, and combine that with his moral resolve that gives him strength, his strength of justice. It really gives him a lot of oomph when it comes to his strengths and how durable and how hard he is going to be to take down. Not to mention him surviving multiple attacks from Android 17, who is Super Saiyan Blue level, and Golden Frieza as well. One of his main weaknesses is that he has a very rigid combat style, doesn't versatile very much, he isn't very capable of maneuvering, and he is fast but not very agile. Plus, he doesn't really adapt mid-combat, and if he ever is taught no jutsu, his beliefs will start cracking, which would make his resolve start cracking, and that's something that has happened, and has happened to Jiren as well in the Tournament of Power. And the one thing that can resist Hakaishin energy or being Hakai'd is God Ki, or enough resistance. If you have enough resistance, then you can basically shake off the Hakai energy, exactly what we've seen from Goku. We've seen it from other characters as well. So this is not an instant win if anyone gets touched with his Hakai energy, but it is a very toxic type of ki that erases or should erase any living matter or any other type of matter. Alright, let's get into Ultra Ego Vegeta and his abilities that we've seen and his strengths that we've seen in the manga, which he was only really successful in for a few pages of. So the first strength that we have is that he gains power the more damage he takes. That's something that is vital to Ultra Ego, and he just becomes stronger and stronger. Now, we didn't see the best version of this against Granola, but that's how it's supposed to work. He also has all the battle experience that Vegeta has had up until that point, which is a lot, and also he has God training from Beerus, which we don't really know what that means yet, but he does have it. Ironically enough, he is offensive. He is extremely offensive and does not have much defensive power at all. So he is one that is going to attack, and he did this against Toppo in their first round in the Tournament of Power as well. Combine that with his great adaptability within battle, at the end of battle, anytime during battle he can adapt, and his pride-fueled power where he can basically fuel his strength, his ki, his resolve just with his raw pride. I mean, this is a Vegeta. All this stuff kind of just focuses mainly on Vegeta himself, not really the Ultra Ego version of him, because we don't really see much of that besides the fact that his ki's a little bit different and that he just gains a lot of strength through this transformation. So probably the Achilles heel here for this transformation, for this ability, is the fact that his defense is almost non-existent. So he is a very raw and attack-oriented character, and this feeds into his Ultra Ego because he is always looking to bring the fight to his enemies, but the defense is so low and almost non-existent that he takes a lot of damage, which is good. It makes him stronger, but the durability level of his own body is extremely low. So if he takes too much energy or too much damage, as we've seen in the manga, it doesn't matter how much stronger, how much energy that actually gives him, because he will pass out. He will get knocked out. I mean, the level of damage that his body can take is not significantly higher than what it normally would. Like he isn't defensively, he isn't that strong. So a good amount of clean hits from Toppo, and I think it'd be game over for Vegeta. Let's see whose god training paid off, which is exactly what Vegeta would say in this match right before, because remember, he did fight Toppo when Toppo did have the god training as well. So right off the rip, Toppo extremely calm, extremely focused, and Vegeta will attack first, but the fighting will be very leveled off from the very beginning. To be honest, this level of combat between two essential God of Destruction type characters may start rumbling the multiverse, start breaking through Universe 7 a little bit, similar to Gogeta versus Broly. But the only issue here is a lot of the energy attacks that Toppo have, which are basically Hakai, they do a lot of damage, which will do a lot of damage to Vegeta, but Vegeta also is in that same level of Hakai training. He has ki that resembles Hakai, so he will not be Hakai by these attacks at all. He will just take the damage and become stronger and stronger in this fight. So Toppo, being a long-time veteran of the Pride Troopers and have a lot of battle experience, he would instantly see that Vegeta is just gaining strength from these attacks, but he can't just stop attacking Vegeta because that's gonna mean he will lose. So he will try to use some form of immense Hakai attack, a Hakai combo, something along those lines, to completely erase Vegeta and annihilate him in probably one of Toppo's strongest Hakai attacks. This will be something that will push Vegeta to the very edge, dealing significant damage to his physical body. But because Vegeta not only has God Ki, he's got a God Ki in Ultra Ego that resembles Hakai, and the sheer will of his pride, he will survive this attack immensely damaged. I would say he would be as damaged as he was during the Granola fight, but he will still be alive, meaning that his power will be higher at this point in time. His ability and his strength will be so much higher than Toppo's is at that moment. I could see at this point Vegeta absolutely using something like Ultra Ego Gallic Gun or something along those lines, showing Toppo that this is the power that you gave me, maybe saying something along those lines, and shooting it back at Toppo, breaking through Toppo's shield and his guard. This will stagger Toppo, not realizing how much power and energy he's given to Vegeta up to this point. This stagger is enough to leave an opening where Vegeta will go mad with his offensive attacks, hitting Toppo back multiple times in the gut and the chest, wherever he can, with the abilities that, with the strength that he has gotten from Toppo's latest attack to try to Hakai him. This will be enough to take down Toppo, ultimately giving the match over to Ultra Ego Vegeta, with Toppo starting out the match, in my opinion, stronger than Vegeta, but ending it with Vegeta ultimately becoming stronger than Toppo based on the way that Ultra Ego is supposed to work. So let me know what you guys think of this matchup and give me the next fight. Who's next? You decide.